welcome back. Dr. T, Dr. Bubbs. We have two amazing ladies joining us.
Special guest today.
Yeah, first we got Rachel.
Hi.
Hi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a personal trainer and a health coach, and my background's actually in psych, so I do a lot of lifestyle coaching as well, but lots of strength training as well.
Awesome. Got some experts on the panel today. Nice to see you.
So I'm going to tell a little quick story. Everybody knows Marcel Proust. He was a brilliant writer and thinker. His dad was this amazing physician and pathologist in Paris, right around 1800s, and the guy was like amazing. He wrote a whole bunch of books on hygiene, right? But one of the things that he was really interested about was like posture, and he was against women wearing those corsets, and he was like, this is really compressing your organs. And it is amazing that he was using these medicine balls to show him how to do these complex movements, and I was just blown away. And some of his drawings, like you would be interested, they look like plank, they look like some of the most complex sort of a CrossFit exercises that we're doing now.
It's amazing. Things change, but they end up staying the same, right?
Now, our second guest is the super stylish Irene. Irene,
Hello.
tell us about these amazing balls.
Well, these balls are from France, and they are 19th century. They're made out of a beautiful leather, and they have a great patina on them now. They're filled with sand, and they were used as a form of exercise and training, as well as physical therapy. Medicine balls actually originated in Persia and Greece.
Give it up for my land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
About 3,000 years ago.
All right.
They were developed in Persia by the wrestlers as a training tool, and then by the Greek doctors as a form of physical therapy. So there you go. There you have
Phenomenal. Fantastic how so long ago, amazing in terms of the concepts and how they could utilize tools like that, because it's the same tools that we're using today, although not ones that are so old and
You just get cheap rubber ones now. So, yeah.
This is a real treat.
This is awesome.
I
did wash my
hand.
hand. Just out of curiosity, how expensive are these?
These are $550 for the pair in Canadian dollars.
All right.
Good to know.
And just interestingly, they weren't that popular except for wrestlers and the doctors in ancient Persia and Greece, but they made a revival during the Renaissance, just for a little period of time, and then another revival, 1700s, 1800s in Europe. And they were filled with either sand or feathers or air, so depending on what you wanted to do with them.
That is awesome. So
And
maybe
fourth revival in the 2000s with CrossFit.
Yes.
There you go.
Absolutely.
So there you go. We got Adrian Proust and we got antique balls. So let's have some fun. So thank you for joining us. And then we all promise we're going to be nice to those, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
All right.
Have
So
fun with them.
thank
So
you.
what can we do with medicine balls?
All kinds of things.
Who would like to show first here?
You're the guest, Rachel.
Move of the day here, guys.
I thought of another one, you guys,
at home in the gym.
when you were mentioning CrossFit. I feel like there's one move that we have to include
For sure.
for all the CrossFitters in the world.
Yeah.
It's important that they're included. Of course it is.
With $600 med balls, you've got to be really good
Yeah,
at your wall balls
really.
before you-
I'm a very good wall baller. So, really, wall ball, it combines a squat and it combines an overhead press with a toss. So it's a full body exercise. You're utilizing your core, of course, in the stabilizing. Your legs, your glutes, your shoulders, everything. So
unfortunately, we don't have too much ceiling room here.
it's going to be a short
It's
one.
going to be a small toss, but we're going to give you the general idea. All right, I think that's nice deep squat.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And you are breathing, right?
Always.
All right.
Always breathing.
That's fantastic. It's a great move, even on that eccentric. When she's going down there, she's going to get a nice stretch through low back and hamstrings and things. It's a great move. Just start slowly, build your way up. Another one that you can do, which is even more kind of straightforward, would just be getting into a kneeling position. So what we call tall kneeling. Right, keep the belly drawn in, activating the glutes, and you're literally just pushing the ball away from you. It probably doesn't seem like much, but as the ball's going away, the activation on the core really starts to increase. So the slower you go, right, the harder it's going to be, and of course, the heavier the med ball, the harder it's going to be. Right, so you can try that at the end of your session, or if you're doing a circuit.
Because I think one of the things is that the core, they're anti-motion, right? So it doesn't have to be exaggerated movement. That a subtle movement, and if you actually slow it down and you're not really utilizing the momentum a lot, it actually activates a lot. So it's a little bit harder than what people think, right? So you don't have to always constantly go heavy. All right, what I like, all right, I'm going to do a little bit of a shoulder movement. Why not? You know, I'm going to start out from here. This is light enough, and it just allows me to be able to go through my full range of motion. And then I can actually stimulate my external rotators for my opposite shoulder as well. I can just do a combination move. And again, neurologically, this is a really good thing to be able to do, to synchronize all these different movements, right?
Nice, looking good.
So,
you have 3 options there.
So it's a whole bunch of fun, right? Now, the other thing I really like about you, I think this is something that we both have in common, is that...
That's always scary.
I know.
Start to sentence like that.
But psychology. So one of the things that we are trying to do with mobility is you move better, you think better, you become better.
Absolutely.
How do you help people in terms of overcoming some of the toxic thoughts that they have, some of really negative self-perceptions that we have, especially starting New Year's,
working at a gym and things like that.
Yeah.
I tend to get a lot of clients actually that have anxiety, and one of the most common pieces or things that they're most anxious about is going into a gym that people are looking at them and watching what they're doing and kind of getting them to get out of their own heads a little bit. I know when you go there you can be very, very self-conscious, and so kind of getting them to realize that everyone else there is looking at themselves as well, and letting them kind of just take it inward and realize that they're there for themselves and kind of just get them going. Going with a buddy, doing those kinds of things to kind of distract them from the fact that they're doing something a little bit different. That's one big thing. And really getting them to do things like any sort of exercise, really, it's going to make them feel better. Just the movement itself is known to help with anxiety. So it helps with all the neurotransmitters associated with anxiety, and it helps them out for the future, just on its own.
Absolutely. I mean, movement is a really big key. We just had a study come out last week that if you're not moving, right, that's twice as deadly as being obese in terms of your disease risk. So any kind of movement, fantastic. You're going to the gym starting the new year, get in there, get moving. Just like you said, don't worry about the results and everything else. Just jump in, focus on the process, and be better off in 2015, right?
And sadly enough, we all are narcissistic, so we all focus on ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. But I think that was pretty good. Anything else you guys want to add? You feel good?
Until next
Yeah,
week.